Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 3 entry of series number 5. Series 5 being Snuff. This is technically the first entry of the second tier, but there's only really 2 products in each of the 2 tiers. So this is the number 3 entry of Snuff, and it is from American Snuff Company of Memphis, Tennessee, and it is their Cougar product. So let's take a look at the can. That is an all-metal lid with thin raised rim in the American Snuff Company style. It's a pretty good looking can. The oddity, and I pointed this out when I was doing their long cut natural, is that the warning label is backgrounded with white. It's the only warning label I know that's like that. Okay, moving around to the side band. Branding. American Snuff Company branding. More branding. Barcode. And I believe that is just their address. Yes. Manufactured by American Snuff Company, LLC, Memphis, Tennessee. There is a phone number. It is 1-866-843-0636. All right. Moving around to the back, you have the fact that it is snuff. It is 69% domestic and 31% imported tobacco. You have the black bar right there with the date code, which in this case is F8, and I'll have to do the math on that in my head here. Cougar, and another white warning label. A, B, C, D, E, F. Ooh. We're right at the end of the date of this stuff. Right at the end of the date, because it is 5 months out from the made by date, and the made by date is June. So technically we are probably about a week past, but I did buy this about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So it was probably still in date then. It has a rubbery band, okay, and a plastic can, Grizzly style, okay. So I'm not overly worried about, the product drying out. Now, for those that remember, the long cut natural Cougar didn't go so well. I'm hoping that a couple aspects of it have been toned down in the snuff version, but I'm not really holding my breath. Okay, it's packed in there well. It's a very pungent smell. It's what is in the very, very background of the Grizzly Snuff product, only with this, whatever it is not in the background. It is in the fore. It's pretty strong. Oh man! All right. That's what the product looks like in the can. It's a little tinged more brown than it shows on my camera, but it's about that dark. Moisture level is good. As you can see, it's packed in there pretty good. Let me try to get you a cut shot here. I'm going to stand again, because this is how I'm going to have to start doing this. Okay, still got to work that out. So it's very moist. Very moist, actually. So no worry about the date. And as far as being a little bit off, and smell-wise and whatnot, even if this stuff was bad, I don't think I wouldn't be able to tell. I wouldn't register it, because to me this doesn't smell overly good as it is. So I'm going to load some in here. Oh. And I am back. Okay. Whatever the flavor smell that was going on with the Cougar Long Cut Natural is going on again. It's the same thing in the Snuff. That said, I'm not finding it as bad this evening. Okay. My perception of it is a little different than it was before. That may be because I was expecting it. It may be because, you know, a lot of things, your taste and smell change constantly. And that's why this channel will be, after a certain amount of time, reviewing products again. Because perceptions of things change, especially when it comes to taste and smell. Right now, I find this tolerable. What has crossed my mind flavor-wise, and I'm not exactly sure because I haven't drank in years. And before anybody asks, yes, there is a very good reason for that. But there may be some sort of deal where they're aging this stuff in bourbon barrels. That has crossed my mind. That might be, there might be some bourbon. I haven't drank in years, and it's been probably a decade and a half since I've had any bourbon. Okay, when dealing with whiskey, I was always a single malt guy. If anybody wants my suggestion when it comes to single malt, feel free to ask in the comments section. I will give you, but it's not going to be cheap. I mean, my advice will be free, but the product will not be cheap. Anyway, so I'm finding this tolerable. It's comfortable in the lip. Now, it is a slightly longer cut than the previous two Snuff products, the Grizzly and the Copenhagen. It is not nearly as salty as either of them. Okay, there is a strong background flavoring going on. I'm thinking it might be bourbon. I just can't remember what bourbon tastes like, to tell you the truth. But it's something's telling me that might be what it is. So I don't know if it's because of the cut or the change of perception of my taste and smell, but for whatever reason, this stuff is tolerable. It's not as salty, and it seems to be easier on the gum and lip. Okay? I don't know if it's because the cut's slightly longer. Mind you, it's still what I would consider a Snuff. I mean, it's finer than a fine cut, but it's not as fine as the Copenhagen product, and I don't think it's as fine as the Grizzly product. It's not terrible. I'll actually probably leave this in after I'm done recording. I don't think, outside of reviewing, it's something I would buy, but if you're a big Snuff guy, if that's your thing, you don't have a lot of choices. So, I mean, I'd give it a try. Okay, you got quality packaging. The full graphic on the front up here is sort of interesting. The white warning label. But you got a good band, good seal on that, and you got a quality plastic can. It's exactly like a Kodiak or Grizzly can. Flavor is, I'm finding it all right. Unless I know, and I can't, it's not like I can go test my theory and have some bourbon right now. Okay, so nobody may ever see me again if that happens. I am finding it tolerable though, and I think there's some sort of alcohol essence going on. Okay. It is definitely comfortable. It's holding together better. There's better control. All right. There's definitely nicotine present. Okay. I'm not getting too much sting, but I can sort of feel it. I feel like I've upped it a little bit here. All in all, I mean, if you can find it, now a lot of people say they've never even seen it in person. If you can find it, I'd give it a try. I don't know if it is quite worth it through the retailer that I went through online. Everybody knows who I'm talking about because it's priced up right up there with Kodiak. I don't know if it's worth that much, but if you can find it in a shop and it's around Grizzly prices, yeah, I'd give it a try. You only got so many options with snuff, and that's the thing. Okay, I'm counting 4 options. All right, and the 4th one, I'm pretty sure how that's going to end up already. So, and yes, next in this series is Redwood. So get ready tomorrow night, the moment you've all been waiting for. Guys, this has been the review of Cougar Snuff. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. Check out Berg's Dip Reviews, Winnington Outdoors, Dirty Pat Walsh, Maryland Dipper. Hopefully he comes back soon. And if you're into video game type stuff, Real Talk Studios. Anybody watching this, and this video is going on again, if you could, I was wondering, anybody that actually sees this, if you could find one person to subscribe. This is not me promoting this channel off on you. Well, it sort of is, but it's not of any lack of will to do the work myself. I think that the community down in the comment section and whatnot would be better for it if there were people that had connections outside of the channel itself. So if you're on Reddit or anything like that, or if you're on another channel, don't spam me anywhere. But if you know somebody else that you talk to off and on, if you could drop my name, that'd be great. I think if we had people in the comments section that knew each other from elsewhere, it'd just be better all around. Anyway, guys, do take care of yourselves. About 24 hours, Redwood. Redwood. Take care of yourselves, and as always, God bless.